What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to entertain the people as we break out of this coronavirus. I got weddings, baby. I got weddings that are happening. I got events that are happening. I need to book some more corporate events, but I know I have weddings that are happening almost every week, so I'm stoked about that. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then, of course, this week's public show. I have one public show, my faithful people at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, on Friday night. That's the regular video dance party, karaoke jam at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. So if you're anywhere in the area, anywhere in central Arkansas, heck, take a jet plane, take a helicopter, a train, a plane, an automobile. Yeah, come on out to the Rab Friday night from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the a.m. Video dance party, karaoke jam. That's where you provide the entertainment on a Friday night. Oh, yeah, baby. And they got the kitchens open, pool tables. They got a full bar. I thought Conway was in a dry county. Yeah, we got the alcoholics to prove it. So come get your entertainment on at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas on Friday night. Oh, today on the program, I have Tony Black. Who's Tony Black? What do you mean you don't know who Tony Black is? Well, you know a little bit about Tony Black. Well, you're going to get to know a little bit more about Tony Black in the next few minutes. So let's get to it. I got Tony Black on the Skype. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page. Yeah. So let's Skype Tony Black now. Look at you, man.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness, Tony Black in the house, man. I've never met you, but I feel like I know you because you post so much, you promote so much, you're out there on social media, and you're making sure that everybody knows about all the great music that's going on. But Tony Black, man, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Good. Thanks a lot, Dan. How you doing?
It's good. It's good. Man, I've had a long, busy day. I don't know about you, but I've been driving all over Russellville, Arkansas, which is it's about 45 minutes away from where my studio is, where I'm at right now. But I was driving all over, just meeting people, talking to people. But you're outside, man. You're primarily a country boy, and here you are out in nature. Where do the people find you at this time? Where are you at?
Sitting in my yard. I'm actually packing up everything to head out to Nashville tonight.
Okay, Nashville from where?
Yeah, I'm moving to Gallatin.
No, where's your base of location right now? Where's your base of operations right now?
Oh, just outside of Mankato, Minnesota.
Minnesota. So you're gonna go from the north to the south, man. So, all right. Before we go any further, I want you to give the people an idea of who you are, Tony Black. If you were writing your Wikipedia page, if you were giving the blurb, the top 2 paragraphs or so on your Wikipedia, what would Tony Black's Wikipedia page say?
I'll just say 4 words: last of a dying breed.
Why, man? There's got to be a whole lot more words than that. That will not fill a podcast at all.
No, I know what you're saying, but too many people conform to keeping up with the Joneses and visual images, and they become a prisoner to trying to fit in. And here, I just try to write whatever I want. If I piss people off or I make them fall in love with it, great. You know what I mean? As long as you stay true to yourself, that's the only thing that matters, because we're all trying to get through life the best way, but none of us are going to make it out of alive.
Well, I mean, Tony Black, that's an award-winning lyricist. That's what you're saying is, and a lyricist, a songwriter, can make people feel a certain way. When you put those words to lyrics, I mean, those lyrics to music, you can change people's attitude, change people's feelings, make them feel a certain kind of way. And you know, different songs mean different things to different people, but that's a power that you have. That's a superpower. And that's something you've been doing for a while, man. But are you always from Minnesota? Tell me about a young Tony Black in Minnesota.
Young Tony Black was a military kid who grew up in Augusta, Georgia for 14 years. So I raised in the South, but I still got Northern swag.
Well, that's well-traveled, man. You got life experience, and that's what you use to get the creative juices to flow. If you stay stagnant in one place forever and ever, man, you're not going to have the life experience that's going to give you that knowledge. That's why a lot of times the greatest singers, the greatest songwriters are well-traveled. They probably may not even have started as a songwriter. They might have started out as, just whatever, a football player or a world traveler, a philosopher. And then they got that life experience and said, I think I'm going to put that pen to paper. I mean, there's always something. But tell me, how were you trained as a young lad in Augusta, Georgia?
Military life, anybody in the military can attest to. If they have kids, they're pretty much stuck at base, so you can't go off base and meet people. So you got to play, a lot with yourself or spend a lot of time on your own. So I started journaling when I was younger. I mean, I know it came out playing with yourself, but not like that. I see you doing that, Dan.
Hey, you never know what you're going to get on this podcast. But Tony Black, I mean, that might be the pull quote that people pull from this podcast. It's possible.
Right. That's when I'm out barbecuing, I say, my meat's in your mouth, you don't want anything else. So
you got that right, man. I think that was a whole skit on SNL. Was it Sweaty Balls and Sweaty Wieners?
Yeah.
The guy's name was Sweaty, and he was making all kinds of food. Yeah. It puns. I love puns, man. But when you're a young man and you have, I'm guessing what you just said, you have no friends on the base, no other Army, Navy, Air Force. What military branch was your dad or mom in?
He was on a presidential campaign in the Army, and because of national security, and keeping everybody safe, you can't let just civilians on the base or let you off the base without keeping you accountable.
I've been on. My brother was Navy, and he was mostly stationed in Orlando, landlocked. And 6 years in the Navy, he never went on a boat. How did that happen? I have no idea. Well, I have a little bit. I have some idea. I think he always got injured when he was supposed to ship out. I don't know. It's mystery. It's a mystery. He's told this story on the podcast before, and told it to me before, and told it very much in public. But as an Army brat or presidential Army.
Yeah.
But nobody's allowed on the base, because I know in Orlando I was allowed to go on the base with certain permission. If I was with his wife or I was with him, you were never allowed to have any friends. You were primarily a young, lonely Tony Black growing up by himself, journaling all by himself. Really?
Yeah. I started writing, and I started writing poetry and small script books. I got a couple greeting card lines out that I'm going to launch when I get to Tennessee. Put that in full scale. I did a lot of marketing research, so I do playlist campaigning as well. So Blackstone Promotions, once I get touchdown in Gallatin, I'm going to open that up full speed. And, everybody that wants good music, or push their music, I'm not trying to rob I'm going to keep it real. I'm not trying to rob your ass. I'm trying to help you. So I'll keep you at a minimal cost, because we're all in this for the love of music.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be helping each other. The whole reason I got into radio, it's definitely not to get rich, definitely not to be, getting the money, because there's only maybe a handful, maybe two handfuls of radio DJs that are millionaires, okay, or make any kind of a really good living. I know that on the radio, all I do is promote people. I promote singers and people put their commercials. I promote people's businesses. So whatever you got, that's what I've been doing since 1986. Is pretty much talking to people and letting them have my platform, whether it be on terrestrial air or on a podcast, and let people know about who they are, and hopefully it gets the word out. Maybe 1, 2, maybe 10,000 more people will learn about Tony Black. But I mean, give the people an idea.
Yeah,
Augusta, Georgia, and then Augusta, Georgia. Your Army. What you had a thought on that? Tell me about it.
A thought on
what I was just saying about helping each other out and promoting each other and promoting people.
I'll keep clapping for everybody else to support them, because legitimately all I am is somebody who puts words from my head down to my pen to my paper, and you'll never see me on stage, but I write with the top and the elite. A lot of people don't know about me because I'm not on stage, but I did 2 international collaborations. One last week with Imran Ahmed from Pakistan with the I.S.S.A, and then like 3 weeks ago I did one with Chris Melanson from New Brunswick, Canada.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of that on my feed. What is the I.S.S.A? I know that they put out an award, but what is that?
The International Singers and Songwriters Association. It's kind of an organization where you can put your music out. Sorry, I had to reject the call for a second, but Tammany Dove, she that. Yeah, I keep getting interrupted. But
okay.
My PRO group is B.M.I, and I don't know. That's about it, I guess.
No, what is the international?
I've only been doing it 7 months.
Well, that's great, man. But what is the International Singer-Songwriter Association? I see people getting in there, and I'd like to, this is primarily a learning podcast. I want people to know, how do they get involved with that? Because that sounds pretty fun. It's always nice to get accolades for the things you do. I see a lot of the artists that I've been getting to know over the last year or two putting up their little awards on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and they're, hey, look, I got this. Somebody thought I was good enough to get an award. But what is that all about? What is that something that you're involved in?
I got involved with it maybe 7 months ago when I first started. I tried to join as much as I could to promote myself and promote people that are singing what I write. Currently, I've got 39 releases out with 8 different artists, and so I try to push them as much as I can. So with the I.S.S.A, I try to vote for them, and you don't really, like Phil Krantz said, you don't really hear about the songwriter until the awards come around. So I'm still learning this, Dan. So
well, Tony,
work in progress.
Yeah, Tony Black, I got to get on the ball. You got 39 releases out there. I think I got a few playing on RadioWhat.com, and you've always sent them to me, and I like this so much, giving yourself the credit. And I think that a lot more of the songs, I wish that I knew who the songwriter. I know who the singer is. That's a given. But the songwriter, the musicians, if I could give credit to them, give credit where credit is due, that would be so wonderful. Because I know you always put words by Tony Black, and I like to leave that because every time it plays on Radio What, it tweets, so it gives you a little Twitter boost. So people are going to look up and go, huh, who's this Tony Black? Maybe I'd like to collaborate with him. Maybe he can put some words to my music.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll work with anyone. I'm just a writer. If you want solid lyrics, I'll spit game like Tupac, or I'll get down like Waylon.
Okay, now that's another avenue that we can talk about. That you're primarily in the country scene, but where else have you branched out into? What other genres are you involved in?
Donnie Hammonds and I, from the After Dark studio in Cartersville, Georgia, last year, before December 31st came around, I told him I wanted to hit 6 genres, 6 tracks, in each. So we hit blues, R&B, country, rock. Um, Now I'm doing like a Greek collaboration as well. Um, I've done techno. Um, yeah, I try to touch on it all. I try to move like the river because I don't want to never not be diversified in anything, because you limit yourself to one area.
Yeah. Well, tell me about the Greek, man, because I love Greek music. I've done a lot of Greek weddings, and I know that became big when that movie came out. But I love the Greek music, that whole tarantella stuff, that kind of dance around. Oh man, all that music has such flavor and such passion. Is that the area that you were kind of branching into a little bit?
Dimitri Netzi from Athens, Greece, and I. Saturday, he won the International Male Singer of the Year, I believe. I only caught part of it because it was pre-cast already, but we're doing a track called Wasting My Time, which is similar to a Skid Row lyric, but he's doing it in his style.
Wow. See, that's nice that you could branch out like that. Did you have a mind and the ability, and you don't limit yourself to where you can go out and go into different genres? But tell me, what are the tools that you need to be a songwriter? Do you read the dictionary, thesaurus? Do you read rhyming books? Is it the normal stuff that maybe people think about? But how do you become a songwriter? You were a journalist when you were a kid and a poet of sorts, but is that where it branched out? What kind of poems were you writing when you were a kid?
The New York Poets Guide, I won a competition in 1996, and I haven't really turned back since. I keep it under wraps because to me it's a therapeutic sense of an outlet. But since my parents have both passed away in the last year, one of my mom's last wishes was show the world what you can do.
Dang.
So I credit a lot to my mom. And my first song ever done was with the band called Strange Days out of Big Lake, Minnesota. Scotty Ball and Eric Moudry. I post them a lot on my Facebook. But I never thought I could do it without help of friends believing in me. So when you have somebody believe in you, it makes it easier for you to believe in yourself and believe in others.
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss, man. Your mom and dad both passed away last year. Of what? What happened?
Last January, I lost my mom, Alzheimer's complications. And then this last March, when I released You're Gone for my dad, he had a massive heart attack walking out to his car and was there by himself. And I just talked to him on the phone.
Wow, man, and overcoming that loss. But did you? I'm guessing a lot of creative juice came out of that too, man. I'm so sorry that your parents passed, and that Alzheimer's. I was watching, was it Deep Blue Sea, the shark movie, and I know that the through line with that was they were trying to cure Alzheimer's, and one of the things that I hope never happens is losing my mind, man. But at least did your mom know who you were some of the time, most of the time?
It depends on the day. Like I felt like I was in the Nick Sparks note. It really hit me when she asked me if I was coming to her graduation, because she graduated in I think 56 or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, I wasn't even thought of then, but stuff like that really hits you. And then constantly being asked, "How are you today?" and "Who are you?"
Right.
Like, I'm your son. Like, you can't. One thing about Alzheimer's, you can't get frustrated. You have to stay patient because they'll come back around.
Yeah.
I watched. When I was in Florida, I moved back in 2018 to be with my mom, and she pretty much raised me, so I was a mama's boy, I guess. But she's my best friend, so I wanted to be there for her like she was for me. And 3 years of watching her day in, day out, you kind of understand the disease itself, and it's very, very selfish.
Yeah. I mean, but what was the when she went to the doctors, and what was their idea of how to prevent it or prolong it? Because I've been hearing if you read a lot, maybe it'll fend it off a little bit. What kind of treatment was she getting?
I really don't know. Medication.
Yeah.
I know music helps a lot. So I picked up a guitar, and she started responding to melodies. It'll trigger, long-term memories. Like she'll remember something growing up, and she'll start smiling or something like that. Music is a big thing. Like, that's why it's so passionate for me, because music can change a person's life, from life or death. It could be one lyric or one song or even one word that you don't feel like you're alone. Like when Donnie Hammonds and I did the single track "Until I Was Me Again," it's talking about anxiety and depression and everything. Just love me till I meet again. Don't give up on me, and just hold my hand.
So you're a songwriter. When did you pick up the guitar? Do you primarily write? Do you write music too, or do you kind of have a little melody in your head as you're writing the words down? How does that happen?
I pick up a pen when it's gonna sound weird, but I do it backwards. I hear everything in my head, from the steel guitar to the ukulele to the mandolin, right where I place the word at. I literally just picked the guitar up 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
I just turned 48.
48.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
So you see, it's never too late. I'm 52 years old. I had guitars. They just got stolen in January out of my storage facility. I just moved. I'm still peeved about that. But I had guitars, and I've always wanted to really learn how to play them. I know 3 chords, and a couple of power chords, some of the scales. I was trying to learn all that stuff, and I really never picked it up, man. But I'm glad that you picked it up at 46, and you're actually putting it to good use. Now you say you're writing, you're thinking about everything in your head, but how many instruments can you play?
Right now, 3 keyboards, guitar.
And primarily, what are you writing your music on?
A piece of paper.
A piece of paper. Okay. Yeah, because some people use these apps to where they'll talk into them. Me, people have asked me over the years, hey, why don't you write a book, all the stuff that you've done over in your life, because everybody's got a story. Everybody's got an interesting life. Once you're born, you start experiencing things. And like we said in the beginning, if you travel around the world, travel around the country, you're going to have experiences, and you want to write them down. But I'm not a good writer, so I would have to dictate them and have somebody else type them down, or maybe have a voice to text. But what's that?
A voice to type memo.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'll even use a piece of toilet paper, or a Post-it note, or whatever's available. Songwriters know when it's time to write, man, we got to get down before we lose it.
Now, do you get stuff like where you wake up in the middle of the night and you have a piece of paper next to your bed? I just thought of something, and you write it down, and by the time you wake up, do you forget? Hey, why did I write that down? Have you ever had that?
Sometimes, but once you start, like Eminem in it, like 8 Mile, start bobbing it, it comes back to you the way you wanted to do it.
Yes. Well, I mean, hey, rap music, I'm a child of the 80s. Heavy D is my favorite rapper. So most of his raps, or at least the most popular ones, are stuck in my head. So if somebody says, throw some rhymes out, I'll steal Heavy D's rhymes, man. There's potholes in his lawn, which is a De La Soul quote. there's potholes in his lawn because people keep digging up his rhymes and spitting them out and stealing them. But, you know, you don't have to do that. You have ideas in your head that you put down to music. But what were you writing about earlier? You said 7 months you've been writing music, or you've been writing music for how long?
7 months. 7 months I've been releasing. I've been writing 28 years.
Okay, and what took you so long, man? Didn't you see all these people that were making music and putting it out there? What held you back?
It was a personal therapy for me. I wasn't out trying to do anything with it, and my friend Scotty Ball actually said, "Hey, let's rearrange, see what we can do."
Well, I'm glad you're giving credit where credit is due, man, because we cannot do it all by ourselves. We have to have people with us. You have a terrible connection.
Yeah, I'm sitting by the river. So.
He's in a van down by the river.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't work. Come on.
Andy's back. Hey, I don't edit too much, so most of this is going to go out raw. But I'm enjoying myself, man. I'm chit-chatting with you. That's a heck of a watch you got there, man. Put that watch up on the video. For the people on audio are not going to be able to see that, but that is a fantastic watch. What is that?
It's a Bulova.
And what is a
presidential Bulova?
Okay, going back to your dad.
Rolex.
Going back to your dad, that is in the presidential thing. Tell me about the presidential. What was he doing with the president?
He was on the communications team when Reagan, Mondale, Ferraro, and Jesse Jackson were doing the presidential campaign back in the early 80s.
Yeah, that was 80. That was 79. You know, I remember that. That's probably one of my first memories. I remember Jimmy Carter, and I remember, you know, Reagan, and I guess, was it Mondale? Huh.
Yeah, Walter Mondale.
I guess he was, yeah. Well, and that was that his vice president, Mondale?
I don't know. I really suck at history.
Well, I remember Ronnie Reagan for sure. So 79, he was campaigning, and your dad was right in there in communications. I mean, did he meet up with Ronnie Reagan?
Yeah, he was there when he got shot by that Lee Harvey Oswald guy.
No, that was John Kennedy.
Whoever. Yeah, so I was little back then, so I don't remember who tried to shoot him.
Oh my gosh!
I remember all the black suits running around.
It was on the tip of my tongue before you said it.
Hinckley.
Hinckley. That's it.
Yeah, but I got confused. Yeah, John Hinckley.
Let's see. Ronald Reagan shooter was. Oh my goodness. John Hinckley Jr. You got that right, man. You pulled it out. Yeah. You pulled it out before I got to Google on it. You did good, man.
You know what? I try.
No,
I just got so much going on in my head that sometimes I get confused. But
okay. But I mean, you keep it all in your notebooks. And do you have your notebooks in categories, or you go, okay, this could be a rap song, this could be a Greek song, this could be country? Do you have them categorized, or is it all mix match?
I don't know what it's going to be until I hear the voice that I want.
Okay.
It all depends on the voice, on what direction, like, you know.
Well, tell me the first people that you were writing for that said, hey, let's put this to music. You already mentioned Ball. It kind of cut out a little bit.
Yeah, Scotty Ball from Strange Days in Minnesota.
Okay. And then when you got together with him and he said, hey, you're even wearing one of the shirts. Represent, man. Represent. Yeah. Hey, always promoting.
Yeah, I love them guys. I got mad respect for those people.
Very good, man. And I noticed, you definitely promote for the people that have helped you along the way, that you've had the chance to write for, but you even promote other people as well, man. And that's something that I like about you so much, that you tag me and stuff. You're always getting the word out there about music, because music changes lives. But tell me about Scotty Ball in Strange Days, when he said, you got this notebook full of stuff, man. What did he do to rearrange it? And what did he...
Actually, it was August 17th, 2018 when I wrote it. And August 20th, 2018 is when he sent me back a rough track. And it was actually written on the back of a Weber grill manual. So it's kind of an inside joke between us. Because that's all I had at the time in my garage was a empty piece on the back of a Weber grill instruction manual, how to put it together.
Man, you never know what you're going to get. But he put that song together in 2 days. He had a demo out for you. And what song is it? And where can we find it?
John Kinsey actually recorded it. He's out of Alabama, and it's called No Lies.
Okay. And I'd like to see that track on Radio What, where it says John Kinsley, No Lies, words by Tony Black. And then what did Scotty Ball do? He put the music together?
He helped me rearrange it and put the basic chords to it, which kind of helped. I think he was giving me inspiration to like actually push it on the guitar. So after I heard my own writing set the melody, it made me more ambitious. So then I started even guitaring a little more.
Hey, and and that's what gets the ball rolling. That's how Tony Black becomes Tony Black, a lyricist and songwriter. Because before you were poet, you were, what kind of work, what kind of jobs were you doing before 46 years old? I mean, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I didn't know. I know I didn't want to be in the military after watching my dad sacrifice his life, but that might sound kind of bad, but being shifted around as a kid from country to country to state, that's not the life that I wanted to live. So I went into welding, and I wanted to be an underwater welder.
Heck yeah. I've seen underwater welding. I'm from the Florida Keys, so I've gotten the chance to see people weld underwater while I'm diving down there, and I go, that looks pretty cool, man. Like arc welding? Is that, what do they use to do underwater welding? Is it an arc welding?
It's similar to arc welding with, I'm not going to lie. After I saw the movie Jaws, I gave that up. I didn't want to be an underwater welder no more.
No, but I've seen it, man. Like it almost looks like you're soldering. Like you get like this piece, looks like a piece of rebar. It's
kind of like air arc gouging, but with a different kind of metal that I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try to fake it.
No, I mean, hey, when I worked at,
I gave it up.
One of the jobs I had when I was a kid, man, I would think I was barely 20, was at True Value, and one of the things I got to learn was how to cut rebar using an arc welder or an acetylene torch.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool, man. It's nice to be able to work with your hands. And so did you actually do that for a living, arc welding or welding?
I've been a certified welder for about 26 years. Up north, we have things called ethanol plants where we harvest the corn and take the alcohol. We distill it and take the alcohol out of the corn, and they reprocess it to make corn syrup and corn oil. So I was a stainless steel TIG welder for years.
See, and that is what country music is about, man. It's that kind of hard-working, middle American, Midwest. That's the heart of America, and that's what songs are about, man. Have you ever written about welding? I'm guessing.
Yeah, actually I did. I have one, and I'm thinking of sending it in the studio to see how it is. I think it'll sound pretty good for the blue collar Americans. And this time of life with COVID and all that, I think it's time to break it out.
Well, I mean, I know there's going to be a stack of COVID songs this high. There already are. That's a given. People are going to be talking about viruses and what have you for years to come. But that heart of America. I know every country song now is the trucks and mamas. It almost sounds like what David Allan Coe was talking about and you never called me by my name. Trucks and drinking and trains. Every country song has to have that. But if you have a different hook, man, you have an experience where you're a welder. That's a real hard American, not even American. It's a hard job that a lot of people can relate to in this world. So that's fantastic, man. And I'm glad that you're writing a song about it.
It's actually called Stacking Dimes.
Okay. Why? What's Stacking Dimes about?
Any welder out there in America knows what Stacking Dimes is. That's one of the sexiest welds ever. Where if you took a roll of dimes and just let them drop and they were so tight, next to each other, that's a perfect weld.
Okay, I'm getting like a roll of dimes. It almost looks like a roll of dimes.
Right. If you took a roll of dimes and just let them fall flat, they would be stacked like a dime, and that's the ripples in the weld.
Man, that sounds terribly interesting right there. And
yeah.
Are you able to stack dimes? Or are you able to do the sexy weld?
I walk cups like people rope cows.
I don't know what walking cups is, man. I'm learning from you. Tell me about walking cups.
Walking cups is the final, they call it walking a cup in pipe welding as a cap weld. It looks like a figure 8. Next time you go see an oil field or even a gas line, you'll see a walked cup. 70% can pull it off. The other 30% fake it and try it. But, walking the cup that's a lost art.
See, these are all things that people are going to have homework on once they listen to the Tony Black podcast. They're going to have homework. Look up what walking cups is, stacking dimes, underwater welding. Look up some videos on that. And sharks, lots of sharks underwater.
I don't like sharks. I lived in Florida for 8 years, and I don't like sharks.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Miami, the Florida Keys, which is where KeysDAN comes from. So, yeah, I'm from the Keys, and I've caught sharks. My grandpa's caught sharks. I remember those are the greatest times, fishing with my grandpa. As really, my dad was out of the picture a little bit, but fishing and, sharks. I was always scared of sharks, but I liked the salt water. I liked swimming in the ocean, but I always wanted to have a mask on so I could kind of see underwater what's coming after me.
Right. Yeah. The one place you'll never catch me at is New Smyrna in the middle of July or August.
A lot of sharks?
That's like where they follow the coastline around to where you're at, and it's breeding season.
Okay. Good to know. Don't go there. Well, right now I find myself in central Arkansas. So I moved from blue to green, and just like you're going, well, you went from green to, I guess, the north. I guess it's always snowing in Minnesota. For me, it always feels like it's snowing. It looks like it's a nice day there right now, but it always feels like Minnesota is probably cold.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The typical, we have humidity like you guys, but the average day is like 70, maybe 80. Fairly cool. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'll try it.
Yeah, I don't have the
job you can get paid for lying.
What's funny is they can get it wrong almost all the time and still keep a job.
Right.
How can you get that? Yeah. How do I get that job, man?
I don't know. They always say it ain't who you know, it's who you blow, right?
Oh, my gosh. It was like, I said it was going to rain today. Well, it was only a 30% chance. Oops. Or I said 70% chance. Oh, I better bring an umbrella. Didn't even rain a little bit. Oops.
Right.
And they got a job the next day still.
Funny. Yeah, that's funny. I'll stand in my yard in Florida and it'll rain on the curb, but it won't touch me.
Yes. Yes, you know that. You know that so much, man. It's been raining on one side of the street and it won't be raining. Why is there
Yeah.
a cloud over my head? Oh, that's amazing. All right, here we
Right.
are. We're talking about the weather. That's crazy. We're that's what people talk about when they have nothing else to talk about. No, let's talk about other
Right.
things, man. You're talking about songs, about welding, about hard work. You're doing hard work. Now, are you going to keep welding when you go to Tennessee? Do you have a job lined up doing that? Or are you giving it all up and saying, hey, I'm going to be a songwriter
No.
and a starving artist?
Nope. I'll always work a full-time job. Because I recently got married, so I have a wife to look after now too. I got married the day before my birthday, August 7th. So she's my top priority. And, I mean, yeah, I always got to have bread coming in. You can't always count on the radio.
Well, mazel tov on the wedding. Good job. It's nice to be married. It really is. But now you have a responsibility to another person. So now, even though she's going to be your greatest strength, she's probably your greatest weakness as well, man, where you just want to protect her all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Make sure that
exactly.
she's happy.
Like, I told her I was waiting until after this interview was done before I hit the road. Like, I got 15 hours to get that kiss, so I'm going to fly. Like,
so you're going like right now, like right after we're done, you're getting on on the highway and driving all night long to Nashville or the Nashville area.
right. As soon as everybody sees me post Cody Johnson on my way to you, I'm going to get my wife and I'm going to grab her and give her the biggest hug and kiss I've ever done.
Okay, but did you just say you're moving to Nashville? Or what are you doing down there? What is it that's happening today, tomorrow, I guess?
Yeah, I'm moving down there.
And I'm guessing the wife is coming with you?
She's already down there.
Okay. I thought you said you were going to give her a hug and a kiss and then go. But you're driving down and then going to get the hug and the kiss.
Right.
So what's going on in Minnesota? Why are you still here?
Because I didn't want to lose reception on the interview, so I was waiting because somewhere along the line, 15 hours, I hit a dead tower zone, and I lose my chance to be, talking to Dan Keys. So
you know what's hilarious, man? We could have done this anytime, man. We could do it now. We could do it. We could do it again, even. I definitely want to keep in touch with you throughout the years and keep up with what's going on with Tony Black. But what is it that you're looking to do now? You got a full-time job that's going to give you a little steady pay, maybe not great pay, but it's give you insurance. At least you'll have something steady. But then your extra cheese, your passion, what you want to do, what is it you're open to discuss with artists, and what artist are you working with now?
Currently, the artist I'm working with now, or I have worked with, is Dustin Spears out of Gallatin, Tennessee, John Kinsey out of Alabama, Sydney Celeste out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Alyssa Ruffin out of Alabama as well, Chris Mielenson from New Brunswick, Canada, Dimitri Netzi from Athens, Greece, Imran Ahmed from Pakistan, Logan Stewart from Charleston, South Carolina, and Old Slick Hick from Greenville. I might have those backwards. They're two brothers.
No, but how did you get a hold of all these people? Is this all people you've met online? Have you met any of these people face to face?
No, not one. I haven't even met Donnie face to face yet.
Wow. This is the power of the internet. You can use it as a force for good. And that's what you're doing, Tony Black. So what do they give you an idea of what kind of a song they want? Or do you have a song and you put it together with the artist? How does that work?
Actually, I write them, and if I hear a voice that, it's all about voice and pitch. I'll send an inbox message and say, hey, check your inbox if you want a next hit. If not, that's cool too.
And so you're sending these inbox messages to them. They're kind of looking at the words, but they really don't have music to them. Or are you sending them a demo?
No, I just ask them if they want to work together.
Okay, but what are you sending them? You're sending them lyrics, or you're sending them
I'll
some
send
kind
them
of
I'll send them the written lyrics,
Okay.
just the written lyrics, and then we'll talk about melody and what direction to take it.
Okay. I mean, because I've heard songs done in different ways where you have this pop song, but then they do a metal version of it, or they do a lounge singer version of it, or a country version of it. And I'm guessing you'll make a Greek version of it, which is kind of cool.
Actually, I'm going to do a Spanish one next, I think.
Muy bien. Habla español.
Yeah. Poquito español.
I'm from Miami, man. You got to know Spanish. Cubans, the Cubans, man. But yeah, all right.
They taught me a lot.
Well, you've given the shout outs to the people that have helped you out along the way, and that you're trying to help out along the way. What's on the immediate horizon? Once you get to Nashville, do you have a studio down there that you're going to record in, or people that you're going to meet up with? What's happening that made you want to go all the way to Nashville?
I met the love of my life. Actually, it has nothing to do with music, but it's a bonus. Like I've done all my music, through the internet, and not skip the beat. But as soon as I met her, I was like, we gotta do this. I'm not losing you.
That's beautiful. And it's a bonus that she's in Nashville, music capital of the world, man, or at least one of them.
Well, yeah, it's just outside of Nashville, but I like it semi-quiet, and I like it far enough away, but close enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my mom, she moved from the Florida Keys. They're just now building a log cabin just maybe like a couple of hours south of Nashville. So I haven't even been there. I've never been there, and here I am about 6 hours away. I need to make a trip out there and go see my mama. But they're out there, and they moved from the Florida Keys, which some people would say is paradise, and then here they're going to Nashville, to the country, man.
Right. I think paradise is wherever you make it and wherever you feel most comfortable.
You got that right, man. There's another quote right there from Tony Black. I like that.
You just gotta live every minute like it's your last one. Like Tim McGraw said, live like you're dying, because with the tragedy like COVID and everything these days, you never know when your last breath is going to be taken. Like literally, I learned that because I got off the phone with my dad, and like I just talked to him on the phone, and like 2 hours later he was dead.
Man, you just never know. You just never know when things are going to happen. I'm so sorry that happened to your dad. And was he? Was there signs? Was there indication? Because I'm a big fat guy who's on blood pressure medicine. I mean, was there indication? I mean, other than he spent his whole life stressed out in the Army. I guess that's something that's going to take a toll on your body. Right.
Well, he went from running like 8, 10, 12 miles a day to smoking Lucky Strikes with no filters. I know you know what those are.
It's just not
white t-shirts. And then when he retired, he liked the cheeseburgers and all that stuff, and then he lacked the discipline to stay fit without the PT. So, life got him.
It's just not good for you, man. But you're seeing, when I was a young man in my 20s, I was a firefighter. And, yeah, I used to run 5 miles a day, almost every day, running, keeping in shape, going to the gym, working out, fighting fires. But then after a while, I got done firefighting, and I started getting lax. So I understand, man. You're giving me a little cause to pause, man. I need to get back out there and run. What's your exercise regimen?
Here's a little known fact about me. If you want to Google it, I was a light heavyweight UFC top contender. in the early 2000s, 2000 to 2002. You go to fullcontactfighter.com and look me up. Discipline to work out is all about diet and cardio. And now that I'm older, you know, that shit's hard.
It
To get
does.
up and go to the gym.
It gets harder and harder and
every
harder.
day.
Yeah. But you being a UFC fighter, you were an athlete, man. I mean, I did a little bit of boxing when I lived in Orlando for a year, and and the firefighting and the swimming, and I kept in shape in my 20s. But when I got into my 40s, it just started getting lax and more lax. I need to turn this Titanic around, man. I mean, I don't want to have a heart attack. I had a scare a couple 3 years ago where I was like, maybe I should do something a little different. So now I'm eating better, But what would you say? What do you do for exercise?
I walk probably 15 miles a day.
Is that something?
My job that I do?
Is that something your girl will do with you? I mean, now that you're married, it's always nice to have a partner. Is she into fitness at all, or somebody that's going to help to keep you in shape, or is she feeding you right? I guess.
I guess I talked about building a home gym, so we'll look into that. It all comes down to being conscious of how to use the equipment properly without getting hurt.
Yeah.
So if somebody's never done it, I'm willing to help train them as well. So, being day in, day out with her, I don't want her to get hurt.
Yeah.
So, with the background that I had as a fighter, a boxer, I'd make sure she was safe, obviously.
Yeah, I worked out at Candyman's gym in Orlando for about a year, and then I worked at Bally's. Oh, that nice. Did you get hit in the nose a little bit? Little break?
Yeah, well, 2001, I fought Mark the Hammer Coleman's #1 top contender student from Columbus, Ohio, and I walked into a Muay Thai knee, and I forgot to block it.
Yeah. Oops, I forgot. Now, what was your discipline? I mean, were you stand-up boxer? Were you a grappler? What kind of training did you have?
My background is Greco-Roman wrestling, gold gloves boxing, and 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
See, these are 3 different things that'll help you so much. And were you making a name for yourself back then? I definitely want to Google that and maybe hopefully see a few videos of Tony Black doing his thing.
Yeah, Brad Kohler was my trainer out of Coon Rapids. He used to fight in Pride over Japan. He actually had the fastest knockout in 3 seconds.
Wait, I thought that was Frank Dukes. I thought Frank Dukes had the fastest knockout.
No, Chong Lee or whatever his name was. Tong Lee.
Chong Lee, that's right.
You're talking blood sport days now. Come on, I know that.
Oh, Bolo Young, man, he fought Bruce Lee, man. He got his butt kicked by Bruce Lee, though. But hey, he put up a little fight.
That's like putting a Chevy against a Ford.
But then Chuck Norris got his butt kicked by Bruce Lee too. But he put up a fight. He put up a good fight.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, shoot, man, with that kind of a background, that gives you the mindset to where you know how to exercise, you know how to stay in shape. You're going to keep yourself, hopefully disciplined and keep living for a long time and writing down some good music for the people, man, making some songs, because people need lyrics. I mean, there's a lot of people that can play music, but there's not a lot of people. Well, I guess there's a lot of people that can write songs, but not songs that have meaning, like a welding song.
Right, depth.
I'm gonna go back to the welding song, man, because trucks and pickups and girls and whatever, you're gonna hear that in songs, but stuff that's different, a little different. What's another song that maybe you pulled out that's like not everybody sings about this?
Not everybody sings about. Have you ever heard Class yet?
Say again? No Class?
Have you ever heard No Class?
No Class. I have that. I need to take a listen to it. But yeah, man. So No Class. What's No Class about?
It talks about watch me as I started to write with just a pen. pushing down the gas, believing in yourself. You know, the thrill of the hunt, taste of the chase. But, I don't want to spoil it, but that was my answer to Morgan Wallen's Whiskey Glasses.
Ha! That's a very popular song too, man. I hope your song gets as much traction as that Whiskey Glasses song did, for sure. Man.
Yeah, I think it came out really, really well. Just 3 weeks ago, I hit Orlando's top hits, and I had 186,000 streams on No Class in less than 4 days.
That has got to make you feel good, man. That people are listening and people are enjoying and people are responding to Tony Black's written words, man. So every time you send me a song and it says words by Tony Black, I'm definitely going to leave that tag because I want people to know. I want people to get credit where credit is due. Like if you watch a movie, there might be 5 actors in the movie, but behind those 5 actors, there's hundreds of people sometimes working on that movie. Same thing with music, man. You got one guy singing, but then you got hundreds of people back there that are putting stuff together, that you got to give credit to. And that's great, man. Tony Black, I'm glad that we got a chance to talk. I know you got a lot of a road ahead of you. You've already given shout outs to the people that have helped you along the way. You got any other shout outs you want to give? And then let people know what your social medias are and how to get a hold of you and what kind of collaborations you want to do.
Yeah, I want to thank Niecy Howard from Country Roads Records and Bill Black Dog Indie Radio for actually taking time to, believe in me enough to put me on the air. And even though I'm not a singer or a performer, Niecy Howard brought me on as a songwriter and lyricist. So, I'm grateful for any steps that I can, be given. All I want to do is write.
Are they helping you out with the business side, making sure that you do get some compensation for this, or are they helping you out there in that respect?
I actually have a label through DistroKid and B.M.I. So I'm still learning, but I'm doing all right.
Very good, man. Well, let's get you on the road, Tony Black. We'll talk again as time progresses. Yeah. And let me let you get back to that lovely wife, your newlyweds, man. Get back in your honeymoon.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't had a chance to take a honeymoon yet because I'm taking her to the Josie Awards. I'm up for two categories for the Josie Awards, September 17th and 18th in Pigeon Forge. So,
Well, you got about 15 hours. You got about 15 hours before you can start your honeymoon right now. So I always like to finish these things off with, how do people get a hold of you? Do you have a website, or how do people get a hold of you?
You can find me on SoundCloud under Tony Black, Reverb Nation under Tony Black, Facebook, Tony Black, or Spotify. Those are the 4. For some reason, I keep getting kicked off of Twitter.
I guess people just don't like the Tony Black, man. It's just too much of a tough guy name. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way social media is. Like, here's the thing I don't understand. Like, my own songs violate community standards on Facebook, and they're my songs that I've released.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg can suck a lemon.
Yeah, you say Zuckerberg from MySpace. I still got 11,000 friends on MySpace. I'm not. Oh wait, that's Facebook. That's right. That's Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Tom. I'm still thinking about Tom back in MySpace days. But no, man. It's weird, man. Sometimes I'll put royalty free music underneath something, maybe a commercial spot, and they'll kick it off too, right. Even though it was put out there for the public to use. Weird. But anyway. But these are the business part, the side. This is the business part, and hopefully that you're taking care of that with the B.M.I. and the DistroKid, and I'll make sure that I put all the links to your various social medias in the show notes so people can find out where to find you. But like I said, let's get out of here, man. Let's park this baby.
All right.
Let's give the people last words for the people. I always like to end off with that. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Or Tony Black, give the last words for the people.
Already went.
Just stay true to yourself.
Well, there you have it, party people. Tony Black, man, what a cool dude. He was on the go. We could have done this podcast anytime, but we had this scheduled probably months ago. And who knows? Life happens. I think we must have scheduled this at least 2 months ago. And today's the day. Today's the day. He's leaving Minnesota and heading for the Nashville area to be with his lady love, man. He found love in this crazy world, in all this music and welding and life that's been happening around him. He found some love, man. Pursuit of happiness. That's a wonderful part of our Constitution. So I hope that everybody gets some happiness. And being married, hey, that's one way to get happy, man, to have somebody that you could spend your life with and enjoy yourself. Because what's it all about, man, if you're going to go through life all by yourself? I mean, some people thrive like that, living on their own. But it looks like Tony Black, he's got some life experience. He puts the pen to the paper. And now with his lady love, he's going to have even more experience, man. Experiences together. So I wonder if it's going to change the style of music. Because you remember Ozzy Osbourne. He's the one that comes to mind. How he was all hard, kind of a metal and hard rock. And then all of a sudden he had some kids and it was No More Tears and Mama, I'm Coming Home. So, yeah, will it affect the way that he writes music? I don't know. Will it? Tony Black, will it affect your music? Thanks for being on the program, man. The What Makes You Famous podcast. I appreciate that so much. I talking to people like you, man. That's cool. Now, I'm going to turn my attention to you, my loyal listener. If you would like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call at 501-470-6386 or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.